Bring in somebody who's going to have a say in all this. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. He's a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator Kaine, it's good to see you this morning. We can talk about that larger issue in a moment, but let's get right to the business at hand. This COVID relief package reported to be around $900 billion. How close are you all to agreeing on something and getting that money into people's pockets?
Willie, I think we're there. I think the agreement has basically been reached. And we're now, putting the legislative text together. I was very involved with the Gang of Eight that negotiated this deal. Lindsey Graham and I, Mike Crapo, Rob Portman, Chris Coons, Dick Blumenthal, we worked on the two hard pieces, the state and local aid and the liability. And we narrowed our gaps, but we couldn't get there. But then we went back to the Gang of Eight and said, you shouldn't let this block everything else, because state and local aid and liability don't have a December 31 drop dead date. We can talk about those in January, but we got to get help to the unemployed now. So I think it's going to be a good deal for a short period of time, just to the end of the first quarter. But the president-elect has said a COVID economic recovery package is his first legislative priority. So we'll be working on this after this emergency relief package. I feel good about where we're going.
So, Senator, the $1,200 direct payments in that first CARES Act obviously were so important to help some people weather the storm in this country. Reports it's about $600. How did you all arrive at that number?
The Republicans in the Senate had sort of a top line number. They didn't want to go above a $900 billion package. And so, frankly, what we had was a negotiated agreement on $740 billion. We were going to try to do $160 billion for state aid. But because we couldn't close the gap on the liability protection, we just basically took the 160 and reprogrammed it to stimulus checks for hard-hit folks. And it was sort of the top line amount that drove how much was available in stimulus. But on top of the stimulus checks, unemployment assistance, eviction assistance, food aid, aid for schools, public transportation, vaccination and healthcare assistance. So there's a lot of important investments here that will help people out.
Senator, can you help our viewers understand the question of state and local aid, which, as you said, has been put to the side and will be revisited early in the new year? Why is that such a sticking point for Republicans? Why don't they want that money out to the police and the cops in this bill? Firefighters, as you said.
Well, I was a mayor and governor, so state and local aid really matters to me. If you talk to Republicans, you hear some different things. Some don't like, they're not wild about their own governors. They're maybe Democratic governors, and they worry about dollars being given to states with the governors having discretion on how to spend it. Some don't think their states have been hit that hard. And obviously there is variation among the states in terms of how hard folks have been hit. And some point out that some of the CARES Act monies to states have not yet been spent. What I come back to is I look at how states and local budgets have been hit and ravaged as revenues have fallen, and how the expenses of dealing with COVID in every aspect of public life have gone up. You start to see states having to furlough first responders, police, fire, healthcare workers. The worst time to do it is in a pandemic. But we can get to a state and local government deal. The difference between January 5 and December 20 is minimal. We can get to a deal. We just have to work harder on sort of pairing that up with meaningful, reasonable, but not overly restrictive liability protections. That's the Republican price of doing state and local government aid.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.